today, this is the Site 33, which I stopped at the last session. It will be a long one, so please bear with me. We continue about the object. Okay, now we continue what is Ati Mananta. English is called very great object. So these are analytical things which we want to look through. How we able to see object, can remember it well, and some object which is very faint and just after that forgotten. Okay, Anti Mahanta is a Pali, is basically literally translated as so-called uh, very great or extremely large in English. So English in the Buddhist teaching or discussion, it could be used to describe something of immense importance or very significant or very magnitude or very important. That's the meaning of this anti mahanta. So it has only one atita, I mean, or past babanga. And then the Chitta Viti given below start from 1 and end at 17. This is a normal thought series. Every process to go 17. Upset when something like death, then with different thing. So we look at this, the following diagram. A, B represent the Ateta Bhavanga, or what I call past Bhavanga. Then BC is Bhavanga Chalana, or what I call vibrating Bhavanga. And then we have this BU, Bhavanga Upacheda, or what I call the last Bhavanga, or what another word is called the arrest Bhavanga. So we're going to study this top moment, this Bhavanga, which previously we run through, but we never study in detail. So this one will be very detailed about what is that. Then B stand for Bhavanga, okay? So that is why we need to go through all these terms. Okay, we look at the charts. Let me put. We look to the this diagram charts. See explaining as much as clearly as possible to you people. This is talking about very great. Right. So when there are no specific thought process, mind is a state that related to rebirth linking state. This is called the past life continuum, Bhavanga, AB. Okay, that's this one. Past one, it will continue. Because this Bhavanga thing, why continue? It will be continuous non-stop unless the process is dropped when you cut off your life. So very great Bhavanga thought series start with the first thought of 17. So start with this one, very first one, through a series as follow. So as a very great thought series end with recitation. Tala, Lamba, Na. I mean this one. So to complete a process, you need to go one first step to the 17th step. Then this thing is completed, called total mental process through. So this is called Tala Banga Vara. So this is one thought process, 17 of them. So previously we went through, so we will look through one by one, what is this about? So when you talk about great Bhavanga thought series, great thought series start with either one thought moment delay or two thought moment delay. So you see above, you see got one, this is one AB. So when there's two, I mean AB got two of them. So these are delay of the thought series. So we're going to study all this. Great thought series start with either one thought moment or two thought moment delay. As a result, there are two types of great thought series. So these are classified into two categories. This thought series start with 2AB. After that, 7JV. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, total 7. And there's only one thought moment left. But as per cyclic law, 2 TD has to happen. I mean the realization. As it's not possible for 2 TD, life continuum Bhavaganga will happen instead. If there's 2 thought series, all total there are 17, right? Then you must follow by TD. But for this, if there's a delay, two thought moment, the TD no more, replace instead with Bhavanga. So this said 2 TD has to happen. As it's not possible for 2 TD, life continuum Bhavanga will happen instead. So this Bhavanga, represented by B, will replace this 2 TD. So this is for two thought, two thought moment. So this is earlier we never study. Now we are talking to a series, breaking it down, then we understand what is happening. Okay, so this will make us understand why registration or recording of your memory very fantastic. Whether record properly or not recorded properly. And then there's another one. This thought series start with 3AB and finish after the 7JV. Okay, that means remaining 2, 4, 6, and the rest all gone. Okay, so this is another series which happen when you have 3AB. Okay, 3AB, as you know earlier, is called the past life Bhavanga. So when there are 3 occur, this pattern will change again. So we go through 3AB, then it finished after 7JV. So this 7JV possess the Javana. So after that, there's no more TD. So this great thought series end with impulse Javana, and then I call Javana Vara times. So this is the second one, they call it Javana Vara times. Earlier one, remember this one, earlier one? You have this B, a life continuum. So for here, it ends with after the 7JV. Okay, so this is a great thought object. There are 2 patterns, 1 or the 2 series. Then those clear one, first and second one, now we talk about slight, or what I call slight recording of object, or means not clearly, but only slightly. So as this is called Parita thought process. So slight thought process starts with 4, 9 AB. No, we start with 4 to 9 AB. I mean, it can be start 1, 2, 3, 4, or to 9. So there are 6 thought series, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 AB. So it depending on the pattern occur. So in this case, here show 4. As it's not possible to have 7 Javana. So in this case, when this happens, like the 7 Javana is no more operating. So as a result, it's called a slight thought series with no Javana at all. So when recording, that means it's like it's a mental thought which so fast that you never register, just by itself just disappear. So Abhidhamma able to explain to you how this thought, whether big or slight, happening because of this kind of pattern coming out. So you see, it's different from the earlier one. Start with 4. Here, start with 3. Okay, so it's called the first one, slide thought series with 4AB. Then the second category of this slide thought series with 9AB. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. Okay. This thought process end with determining VT, are called Votapana terms. Okay. Here, also a kind of problem. It has a kind of deciding, but there's no realization, right? So when there's no realization, the thing will be lost. So this is called the thought series, slide thought series, because as long as you never recorded, like you recorded in the computer, let's say you suddenly your computer, you type a document, you never save it, the moment power off, that document which you have keyed earlier all gone. So it's of some sort of this pattern. Okay. So as long as there's no registration, the thing when you want to recall back, you cannot recall back again. Okay. That's a fantastic of this Abhidhamma explaining, which I think science can't even explain this clear. So this Abhidhamma we should appreciate when we're learning. These are things psychologically how human mind perform. I remember here is slide. There are even worse one. The third kind is Ati Parita, very, very, very slight. I mean, fainted. Very slight Ati Parita thought series. When you talk very slight Ati Parita thought series, it start with 10 to 15 AB. So when it's AB, you have more, then it's a disturbing thing. You will never finish the 7 thought moment because this AB too lengthy. So when you have 10, there are 6 very slight thought series from 10. This I mean talking about from 10 onwards. I mean 10, 11 start. 11 to the 15 one. Then you'll see that even this, as long as there's no realization, the thing is just like you just faint moment when sometimes you just stop, then you just go erase out from your memory, no more. So this of this kind of nature, very slight. So you start with 10, then the rest carry on, it become no TD. As long as there's no TD, that's a why there's no more recording. Okay? Like this faint moment when you just thought something that forgotten. Okay? So this thing you'll never will recall back. This is one kind very slight thought series with 10 AB. Then there's a even worse one. Very slight thought series with 15 AB. Wow, this one even fantastic. From 1 to 15. You have this kind of 15 AB. Your this thought just immediately disappear. Very slight thought series end with BC. Has no active chitta. That's called Mogavara or called empty series. That means thought just pass by, just go. You don't know what you're thinking also. It's just so fast and then just disappear without any realization. So basically to explain what are the kind of thought series that you can encounter, how we person, ourselves, we said we got memory problem. So this is a thing that come and encounter us, okay? Especially when you don't person having dementia, this kind of problem, and he's talking about this thing, getting worse and worse. So they can't remember what they are doing at the moment. So as a result, they are lost. There's a very frightening. Nowadays, this human, many I see many of my friends, teacher, all start having this kind of problem. Very frightening. If you get it, that's why when as a human, we should be mentally and physically healthy. You short of one of these, then we are in trouble. You don't enjoy the value of your life. So things to take note. The Ati Mahantama Chitta, or what I call extremely profound or stubborn process of consciousness, is called Tada Mana Vara, as it ends in TD. So as long as the thought process go through the series, you have these two TD that come in and register, you are safe. So everything can be recorded. So can be recorded, I mean, even the moment you cannot recall it, you still can pump back and recall in a slightly later time. So this is wonderful thinking of human mind. Like my this late principal, Bante Nyalama, wow, even he at the age of 88, his mind is like encyclopedia. You anything you find him, he can just explain very clearly to you. That's why he can even recognize you, what character you are, what kind. So we come to aging, we might have this kind of mentality, mentally still well. So any mentally degrading, that's a problem for our mind. Better don't stay long. If you stay longer, then get dementia, a big problem come out. So the Mahatan Ramana Chitta Viti, or the cognitive process that arises when the mind perceives a large or vivid object. That means you see the thing, or the five faculty. You have very, very great kind of understanding, conceiving what this object is about. It's called a Javana Gara, as I end in Javana. Okay, so this process also might have Javana process going through. Okay, so Mahanta Ramana is a type of object that is large in size. Large in size don't mean the size. It represent that your five faculty have a very great impact on the particular object, whatever way is it. For example, a large landscape or a massive object. So this is trying to explain for a site, but it can be the other thing like taste, especially when the chef, when those going for, so competition, those chef are those tongue very sensitive, so they can taste exactly what the desired taste met, should be met. Sorry. Vivid or clear, an object that's exceptionally bright, loud, or attention grabbing. This is what I call the five faculty that capture the object. Then that object can be clearly defined, or for those singing composition, the voice loud, and then enough for you to listen such a way that is very soothing to your ears, or what I call attention grabbing. And then third thing, it must have this strong impact, an object that leave a deep impression on the mind. That is why whenever, especially when you study, if you drowse off during the lecture, then you don't have this Ati Mahantama. So when you have a very strong impact, you have a good registration, then every lesson, you can gain all this knowledge. Okay, so that's a thing. I'm also, I will not say I'm also a weak one. So when you have this kind of strong kind of feature or characteristic or mentality, is a very great impact for you to pursue higher learning. Such objects are more likely to trigger a full cognitive process. So when person has such a characteristic, so everything the senses touch, he able to play a significant role in capturing, understanding, with full full definition of what this object is about, whether it's taste, sight, or sound, because they are easily perceived and processed by the mind. So moment you capture from faculty, you pass it to the mind, then the mind will process and then adjust this, whether it's up to that kind of standard. Okay. So this is very significant. So we learn something. As long as our five faculties stay clear, we should be happy if we have this Ati Mahanta. Then we thought the Parita Chitta is called Vota Pana Vara, as it end in Vota Pana. This one, earlier one. Okay, so this one is called the slide Vota Pana Vara. The Ati Parita Chitta Viti is called Moga Vara, the even worse one, very slight one. It has no active chitta, only vibrating bhavanga. That's I can explain. There's no active chitta, only the bhavanga. So why Ati Parita Viti is called Moga Vara? So Ati Parita Chitta Viti refers to an extremely brief or weak cognitive process in the Abhidhamma framework, where the mind arises and ceases quickly without meaningful engagement with its object. So to say that you are so-called absent-minded because this thing, you don't capture the whole thing about it. So this thing just disappear for good. Monga Vara literally translated as user's interval of Futa process. This is even worse. Yes, in a very fast, fast timing or what you can't even measure it. That this thing just come and go. That's why I call Monga Vara. When the mind process an object is in the Ati Parita manner, the mental process is too weak or fleeing, too fast to accomplish anything significant. So it's neither establish a clear sort of comprehension nor lead it to any meaningful result. As a result, is deemed monga, futile, as seen in the missed opportunity in the cognitive process. So that is why whenever you do things, the faculty that's operating, if you don't have the strong one, and you're having weak one, then it's sort of no result oriented. Okay. So when you want to have good with all your faculty, the five faculty, that is when you're able to capture the object well, then that's called a complete or sort of solid cognitive process. Okay, we see the chart for the eye door, how this thing operated. The number of Ati Mahanta Chitta Viti, there's one. And the number of Mahanta Chitta Viti, there is two chitta. And then the number of Parila Chitta Viti, 6. And the number of Ati Parita Chitta Viti, 6. So when you talk about one door, let me say that one door, there's total of 15. Okay, so there are 15 of these chitta when you for one eye faculty. So when you talk about five faculty, 15 door. So 15 times 5, total 75. So this explain how this eye door operated. Okay, so this is a way you need to explain, then you use this chart, easy for you to go through. Then next one, a very interesting one is the mind door process, or what I call Mano Drava Viti. when a cognitive process occur in one of the sense door, two doors are actually involved. Okay, and this is explaining how object involved with the mind. So first thing, you have to open the physical sense door, the most sensitive one. So that one will take the prominent place. Then after that, the mind door will open. So a mind door process is a cognitive process that occurs exclusively to the mind door without any admixture with the sense door. It's a bare mind process or called Suddha Mano Dvava Viti. That means, although we can say two are of interlink, but it's not working together. So when this physical sense door finish the process, the mind door will take over that particular sense door object. So the mind door will determine what kind of what kind of nature, what kind of uh, characteristic, what kind of stuff is it. And we'll go through types of mind door process, what I call Mano Dvara Viti. This thought process are of two kinds. So even this thought process, we divided into two of them. Parita Javana Viti, Kama Vachara. Kama, is the sense on Kama Vachara Jit. Then this Apana Javana Viti, or what I call Mahagata and Lokotura. So this one is of more higher standard. That means of the super mundane one. Okay, not the five senses one. Is more than five senses. Okay. So what you talk about Parita Javana Viti, or what I call Kama Vachara. These are objects of Parita Javana Viti as follow. So here talk about mind door. The mind door is capable of taking any of the six objects, Aramana. So beside the five sense object, you also remember in Abhidhamma, six object is the mind. Because even the five object are considered object, the mind also have object, the object of your mind. So similar thing when you meditate, you object of your something of the call, you conceive object of, let's say you think of Buddha, that's an object. So there's a mind door also. So this range of object is cover all state of citta, cetasika, material phenomena of the past, present, and future, and also nibbana, and panati, which is independent of time. So basically, this Kama Bhattacharya carry this kind of operation thing. Citta, cetasika, rupa, material phenomena of the past, present, and future, and also nibbana, and also independent of time, which is covered under this Parita Javana Viti. Then Apana Javana Viti, or what I call Apana Javana Manodava Viti, or what I call Mahagata and Lokotura. So when the word Apana is applied, it denote Mahagata and Lokotura Javana Chittas. Okay? So this word reference to Mahagata and Lokotura. So there are 26 kind of chitta, in different sphere, and then what are the number of consciousness? Five material sphere wholesome consciousness, like we are having a five. Sorry. This is talking about the not the other one, the stubborn material one. Then the five material sphere functional consciousness five. Remember on the year one, you study all this. Then immaterial, the formless one. Sphere consciousness, there are four. Then immaterial sphere functional consciousness, four. And then the lokotura, the super mundane, wholesome consciousness 4. And then super mundane, wholesome consciousness 4. So all these 3 different RAM, you call total of 26. Okay. These are different RAM, then you have this kind of consciousness arising. So apana citta vitti arises. This is when you do meditation. You encounter this, the initial first absorption. Okay, first absorption when you gain the first jhana, and then you gaining the 4 path magga, and during attainment, you get sampati of absorption jhana and fusion, the pala state. Okay, so apana citta arises during the initial state absorption. You will gain the 4 path magga, and during attainment of sampati or absorption, and then the fusion pala state. So in apana vitti, or the base, the objects are always very clear. Vibhuta and never avibhuta, and tanda mana citta does not arise at all. So this is, we are not talking about in the so-called mundane world. Now is in a higher realm. So you don't have this sort of thing coming in. Then the base register are very, very clear. Apana citta vitti refers to a process of consciousness that occurs during the deep meditation absorption, apana. This process involves a series of cittas that are fully absorbed in object of meditation, leading to attainment of jhana. So this is talking about what are the different stages you can get. This concept is important in understanding how the mind transition from ordinary state of consciousness to the heightened state of meditative absorption. I mean, when you go jhana, it's more towards the mind. You know more on your body stuff, which are crucial for development of insight and the path to enlightenment in Theravada Buddhism. So this is how we concept of this high absorption is a preparatory state towards going forward to the insight meditation. That's why many guru teaching teaching meditation, they still want you to do samatha and get to various state of absorption before we can proceed to this called vipassana. So, parita javana vitti. Thought process are classified under 2 divisions. This categorization is made in the view of objects contact by the cittas. Thought process having object of past and future. Rupa dhammas, I mean the kind of solid material. Cetas and cetasika, nibbana and panati. Panati means mental construct or label that people use to describe, understand the world, but they do not represent ultimate truth or reality, which do not carry a lifespan of 17 thought moments. So for here, it won't carry 17 thought moments. Through process, have objects, rupa, exist at the present moment, is carry a lifespan of 17 thought moments. So when you talk about 17 thought moment, it's more linked towards the rupa side, because every rupa possesses the 17 thought moment. Then we look further. Parita mano dvava vibhuta alamana citta vitti. With tanda mana. That means this one, with realization. So the object of this thought process will be sensual sphere citta and cittasika of the past, present, and future. And the rupa, dharma, the 28 materials phenomena, remember, of the past and future, and those rupa dharmas having one thought moment as lifespan. So this process can be divided into this one, the Vibhuta, Aramana, Chitta, Viti. Then the other one is Parita, Mano, Dvava. No different. Avibhuta, Alabana, Chitta, Viti. Here is without the Tanda, Mana. There's no realization. So the object of this thought process will be 89 Chitta, 52 Chittasika of the past, present, and future, and the Rupa Dhamma of the past and present and future, and those Rupa Dhamma having one thought moment as lifespan. So these are different between these two. So we will look to this side of this, what's a representation of life continuum Bhavanga. So life Bhavanga cover B. So past life continuum Atita Bhavanga AB. I mean the last thing is stop, then you carry on. This is called past life Bhavanga or past life continuum. And then we have the vibrating life continuum, Bhavanga Chalana, BC. This is when something stop it, interrupt it, vibrating. And then the ceasing of the life continuum, end of it, is a BU. BU. So this represent the term when we talk about Bhavanga. Then we have the next one, the mind door Everton, or called the Mano Dvava Vajana, MN. Then the impulse, JV. Then the realization, Tala Lambana, TD. So this is define the term which given the charge. What are these representing? Right? So we now look into the charge of Parita Mano Va Vibhuta Alambana Chitta with Tadama or vocalization. I mean, we are talking about earlier one, this one. Okay. Here we have B, BC, BU, MN, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? These are 7 Bhavanga. And then two realization and go back to Bhavanga. So as long as it's not Rupa one, it won't go to the 17 of them. So you have this way of processing it. Okay. I mean, it can be N at 14. Then the next one, the Parita Mano Avibhuta Alama Chitta. This one without the Tarabana or realization. So we compare to the on top one, B, BC, BU, MN, then Javana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Here, you have no 2TD. Instead, end up replaced by 2 more Bhavanga. So with this chart, it's all easy for you to explain about these 2 terms. Okay? What is this 2 category process? Okay? So as you know, Bhavanga means life continuum. BU, Bhavanga, Upacheda, arresting or interrupting life continuum. That means anything like mango, arrest you, drop on your head, then you will wake up. Then BC, Bhavanga, Chalana, vibrating or disturbing of the consciousness life continuum. This is a process of Bhavanga you should all learn earlier. And then MN, Mado Vachana, cognitive process of the mind, averting or turning towards an object of the mind door. So when this thing is disturbed, the Bhavanga disturbed, then you will turn to the whichever sense, the powerful one, will open up the thing and then the door towards that particular mind object. This is talking about mind, no more talking about this object one. So that less less than 17. And then JV, Javana impulsion, TD, Taramana. So mind also have realization and no realization. Okay.